Dung. Wow. I see you. Is we have to be familiar. We have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because on the other side of fear is everything we desire. On the other side of fear is the promised land of growth, progress, evolution, and becoming a beautiful butterfly. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated psychotherapist and everyone's favorite yapper. Welcome to my detailed analysis of Bocchi the Rock, episode 5. I am amazed at how much psychological content there is in each episode, or am I simply overanalyzing every week? Assassination Zero, Vinny, Greg Bogue, Foxglow Gaming, Crisco94, Jen Negre, and Wuxi Yang are the sponsor tier highlights of today's video. Shout out to all the sponsors, appreciate your support. Sit back, and I hope you enjoy. Payday. Wow. For Hitori, it truly is the accumulation and the culmination of blood, sweat, and tears. We as the audience, we have seen the arduous journey and so many barriers and challenges, obstacles Hitori, aka Bocchi-chan, had to move through and overcome to become who she is now and to receive this 10,000 yen paycheck, which I think is like $100, give or take, for USD equivalents. And one thing I do want to highlight, it's not just a paycheck or a payday. For Hitori, like I talked about, it is a representation, and the paycheck represents her efforts, amount of effort, sacrifices, and for Hitori to not give up. Sure, she has retracted into her internal landscape, la lands, because of the social anxiety, her overthinking, spiral thinking, she is often disconnected from the reality, and so on. Nevertheless, Hitori never gave up. She came back to work the next day. She showed up for her band practice. She was teaching Nikati-chan how to play guitar and so on. Despite all the ups and downs and the challenges, Hitori never gave up. That is the significance of this paycheck and payday. Beautiful, beautiful to see. Quick question to everyone, since I'm sure this is your 17th time watching the show. Does Hitori, does she have a song for each mood she's in? Like when she's disappointed, when she's ecstatic, when she's sad, when she feels lonely. Does Hitori have a song to represent each of her mood and each of her mental states? Hmm? Oh, beach house. Remember the reason why Hitori was so excited to join a band / creating a band? I believe in episode 1 or episode 2, she talked about band members are something even more unique and special than friendships. You spend so much time together, and in many instances, band members spend even more time amongst each other and with each other, even more so than with their families. This is case in point. Now they have to potentially pick up a second job. And instead of having the summer break off, they have to grind, hustle. They have to pick up more work shifts, more income, so they can, for a music video, a producing album, and now they're thinking and brainstorming, maybe a beach house, maybe an amusement park, and so on. So yes, this is the indication and verification that band members, they do spend a lot of time with each other because of the necessity to survive in the music industry, whether it's a new bands like Kesoku or even more established band. You got to hustle, hustle, hustle. And that's what I talked about in the last episode. Many struggling artists and musicians often have to pick between their authentic, honest, resonating music, but they might struggle in terms of revenue, analytics, mainstream, and so on, versus, I guess, air quotes, selling out or becoming more commercial, which is the reason why Yo left her previous bands for the sake of survivalship. There's no judgments. We do whatever we got to do to survive with the Maslow's hierarchy I talked about. And the bottom of the pyramid, as I said in the previous episode, is survival, basic necessities. But of course, in the midst of all this, only thing that Hitori's thinking about is OMG. More social interactions, more discomfort. I have to break out of my shell, break out of my cocoon yet again. But remember, guys, the central thesis and the central theme of this series is we have to be familiar. We have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because on the other side of fear is everything we desire. On the other side of fear is the promised lands of growth, progress, evolution, and becoming a beautiful butterfly. Hitori is willing to sell her organs, partake in illegal organ harvesting business, like you're harvesting organs and sell for a very high price, to avoid her social anxiety of working in an amusement park or a beach house. Let that sink in. Hitori would rather sell her liver and sell her organs than working in a beach house or an amusement park. Again, social anxiety is an invisible struggle. I am dead. Oh. Oh. They didn't even show it, but. Wow. Ah, Yoshi Yoshi. That's a beautiful scene. Yes, all hard work pays off, yes. But the more important underlying importance and significance of that praise by Yo is after hearing and reading Hitori's lyrics, it just came to me. She had a light bulb, sparkle moment, like a spark, right? Her muse came in, as a lot of creatives and artists like to use, that muse moments. But the most important highlight that I want to talk about is because Hitori chose her authentic self, authenticity, honest lyrics that spoke volume to her because it resonated with her, because it was honest, it was real. Yo was able to write this authentic, sounds like amazing song, although the show didn't reveal just yet. This is the power of authentic music and authenticity. Being authentic resonates and is contagious. It creates a positive ripple effect. That's why being accepted by being fake, not just to be pretentious or fake, but out of survival needs and whatever the circumstances demand, I get it. At the same time though, if we were to get accepted by being fake, like I talked about in episode 4, it's a fake acceptance. It's superficial. It's not real. And if Hitori went by being stubborn, by still writing commercialized music, Yo might have left this band yet again, because that's why she left her first band. And second, there is no way that Yo was able to produce this amazing song. Being authentic always pays off, I promise. Even though it may not always be easy, and everyone's circumstances are not always simple. I understand that. At the same time, if you are able, if it's appropriate, please, I want to encourage everyone to be yourself, be authentic. There is people out there that will accept you for who you are. Case in point, Yo. I talked about that in episode 4. Sugoi. What's your dream?
夫。この前もすぐ出させてくれたもん。ね、お姉ちゃん。
あ、出す気ないけど。
Huh?
え
Huh? What? Oh, drama. So episode 5 is called Flightless Fish, a fish that doesn't fly. I don't really know what that means. I guess we'll see.
なんでオリジナル曲もできたのに。
それはこっちに関係ない。
Oof.
なんだか空気がやばい。
Hmm? Oh.
この前は出してくれたじゃん。
あれは思い出作りのために特別にな。
思い出作りって。
Oh.
いつのライブみたいなクオリティなら出せないか。
Dang.
出
Ouch.
せないって。じゃあ私たちは。
一緒
Damn. Wow. Harsh words, huh?
まだなんかあんの？
未だにぬいぐるみ抱かないと寝れないくせに。技術先輩。
今の捨て台詞は。
ぬいぐるみって。
You can't even sleep without a stuffed animal. That's the greatest diss and clapback she was able to summon up in light of this surprise and unexpected feedback. And I know I said it out loud. They are harsh words, but remember, guys, this is not a judgment against the big sister. You know the saying in the United States, separate your church from state? State is a politics and government. Obviously, religion is whatever religions. The same thing, even for families, even within families, it's often encouraged and recommended to separate money/business and personal feelings. She's the manager for the Starry Underground Club/restaurant. She has a responsibility and obligation and duty to perform as the manager, which is to maximize revenue, put on the bands that are actually going to attract audiences and fan base, right? So she can only do so many personal favors to her little sister, although of course blood is thicker than water with that family kinship, right? So she has to juggle between how much can I put up with my sister, do her a favor, trying to look out for her bands, Kesoku bands, but at the same time, I have a duty to perform as the manager of this club, because I'm sure there's many established and professional bands who have the skill sets and a fan base, like the ones that were performing when they first started working this part-time job at the restaurant, right? So there's many bands that are lining up to perform. So it's the opportunity cost, right? Definition right here, opportunity cost. It's in economic terms where there's always a loss of an opportunity when we do something. Like by you guys watching my content and watching my analysis, you're not watching like a Netflix show or something else. By you guys watching my show, you're not spending time in the outside or meeting up with a friend. By me reacting to the series and working with my YouTube right now, I'm not doing something else clinically, or right? So there is a cost, invisible cost of opportunity anytime we do something else. That's the opportunity cost. And so that's what the sister is dealing with, opportunity cost. And it is a separation of business and family. So nothing wrong with that. Again, she has a job to do.
俺のパンダとウサギのこと。あら可愛い。
その画像消せ。今すぐ。
何してるんですか。追いかけますよ。行きましょう。はい。
待って、ぼちちゃん。
Hi. Does she know she's the guitar hero? Do you think that remember, I think episode 3, guys, I'm recording this every week, so my memories don't always serve me correctly. But remember when Hitori was playing her solo guitar session out of anxiety, and the big sister was like, no one is paying attention, but Hitori's really gifted. She's an amazing solo guitar player. Do you remember that comment by the big sister a few episodes back? So I feel like they gave the big sister some inkling, some suspicion about who Bocchi is, the real identity behind Hitori, and maybe the big sister is also a fan and a subscriber to Guitar Hero's YouTube channel, because she obviously has 30,000 plus fan base, which is a very decent amount. Guys, 30,000 people. That's a lot of people. That's a stadium full of people, right? So I wonder, was that what the private conversation was about? Say, hey, maybe you have a shot if you work on your social skills. Who knows?
わかりやすくすねてる。うっそ、ごめんね、急に飛び出して。でもあんな言い方しなくてもさ。ぼっちちゃん。
Dude, Hitori turned blue. What?
さっき店長さん。
Spit it out. What did she say? Breathe first. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Don't
ぼっ
die.
ちちゃん。ありがとうございます。店長さんがさっき言ってました。
What she
2
say?
時間に伝えて。1週
Ah.
間後の土曜日に演奏を見て決めるからって。え、何してんの？追いかけないと見失うんじゃない？
Ah. Man, Hitori, you are one of a kind. What a lovely, lovely character. So well written, so complex, so funny, so deep. But again, back to my point about the sister being fair. There's family, but there's also business. She has to perform her duty as a manager. She didn't say no. Obviously, the sister didn't hear that and ran out or rushed out after, "You sleep with your stuffed animals. Ah, I'm out." But rather, now let's go through the official channel, official process, official procedure of audition for a slot, just like every other bands. And I'm sure every other bands that perform also go through audition based on their fan base, their skill sets, and so on. So it's not a no, it's just not yet. And it's based upon your performance next Saturday.
オーディション。それに合格。
Yeah, nice.
最初からそう言えばいいのに。お姉ちゃんの意地悪。よかった。あ、うん、そうだね。この二人が一番不安なんだけど。の練習だけしっかりしてくるように。はい。ダメ。エアバンドじゃないんだよ。ヘタッピでも頑張れば熱意はつって。ヘタッピ。ああ、ごめん。でも。ちょっとフォローして。ああ、ぼっちちゃん。土管の中引きこもらないで。作詞。あれ？私はともかく下手？私でもうまいって思えたのに。
That's exactly right. They have yet to witness Hitori's true potential and skill set as Guitar Hero. Because remember, everyone in this group is subscribed and listens to Guitar Hero's YouTube content. But obviously, because of the social anxiety, this invisible struggle, this invisible weight that's weighing on Hitori's back, she has yet to perform as she usually does exceptionally so on YouTube channel. So that's what this internal monologue represents. People don't know and they have yet to see Hitori's true capacity as a guitar player.
前のはまぐれだったのかしら。リズム隊がうまければなんとかなるよ。そうでしょうか。うん。全員両並みに演奏できるようになってることを求めてるわけじゃないと思うし。じゃあ何を求めて？熱量？バンドとしての
Team chemistry for sure.
ありがとね。練習付き合ってくれて。いえ。でも薄暗いところじゃなくて教室で練習したこといや
Practicing in a closet space.
そんなことしたらみんななんで北さんみたいな子があんなことってジロジロ見られて練習どころじゃ。あ、そうか。教室で演奏したらうるさいものね。さすが後藤さん。いい方に解釈してくれた。
Again, that's a very comedic but accurate portrayal that our perception is not the same as reality. I've talked about that throughout the series, so I won't beat that dead horse too much. But again, our perception is influenced by our feelings, our own biases, our optimism, lack thereof, circumstances, and so on. And that will distort and influence how we perceive the reality. But reality is reality because Hitori is not performing in a classroom because of her social anxiety and fear of judgments. But Nika-chan is like, oh, you're so considerate. You don't want to disturb people. Oh, you're so nice, right? So again, this is a good false impression and this is a good distortion. But regardless, it does not change the fact that the perception is often distorted.
私ね、あれから考えてみたんだけど、バンドとしての成長ってつまり頑張ってることが伝わればいいと思うの。はい。私
True.
その時に心から頑張ったって言えるように後
Yeah.
悔しないようにしたくて、だからオーディションの日までお付き合いよろしくお願いします。そんな頭上げてこちらこそよろしくお願いします。
I love this blossoming dynamic as
何
friends.
その髪型。
Whoa. Whoa. What the?
何言ってんの。バンドマンとしての成長を見た目で表現
What?
だそうです。やっぱり了か。飲酒きつ。それがバンドマン。イメージがコテコテすぎる。はい、キノコーン。短。満足した。そんな枠結構です。私、女遊び無理です。私と遊んでくれる女の人がいません。大丈夫。こらこら、偏見に満ちた情報を教えない。真面目にやる。でも成長って目に見えないし、判断基準ぼんやりして。ほらさっさと着替えて。北ちゃんも。はい。りょうさんの言うこともちょっとわかる。
They did look very suave. They looked very, very cool. Gave like a J-pop, K-pop vibe right there. Wow. And yo, you are like a Pandora box that never ceases to surprise and amazes me. She's like, just be listless, stand around, whatever that intersection station was, and we'll bring an instrument. And women will sooner than later approach you. Yo, who are you? Like, who are you? How many other amazing quirks and mysteries do you represent? That's amazing.
努力とはまた違う気もする。
Interesting.
ここ最近。たまに見れるようになった。
What Hitori's doing right now is a life review. That finish right here. We call that life review. Reviewing our life in increments and summary to appreciate our strength, how far we have come, and the growth that she's talking about. Did I really grow? What does growth mean? Is growth the same thing as the effort we put in? I don't think it's quite the same, is what Hitori's talking about. And many of us, we often sprint. We're always in the go, go, go mode. The next milestone, the next goalpost, the next goal, which is great. At the same time, we need to slow down once in a while and appreciate how far we have come. Think about it this way, metaphorically. For anyone that's old enough to drive and have a car or driven before, when we're driving, do we always look forward into the front? Not really. Maybe 80% of the time we're looking forward because we have to drive, eyes on the road. But once in a while, we have to look to the left and look to the right. And we have to look in the rear window, rear view mirror to look in the back to see any cars behind us and so on. What does that mean? Yes, in life, we want to move forward. At the same time, we want to pause, slow down, and look to our left and right and appreciate and consider and recognize how far we have come. Otherwise, if we're always moving forward, always go, 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 always on to the next, we will never appreciate how far we have come, and we will never recognize and celebrate any meaningful milestones. We only celebrate these milestones when we slow down and appreciate it. That's what Hitori is doing. But that leads to my question for everyone watching. What does growth mean to you? And that's the question. It's almost philosophical. And that's the question Hitori is contemplating by herself. What does growth mean? And am I really growing?
指良くなったね、だいぶ。でも。
Deep.
小やミドリムシから人間としてのスタート
Water flea stage.
立っただけ。
Basic humanity.
バンドをやれてるのに。よし、今日はここまでにしようか。もうですか？ お疲れ。お疲れ
Wow.
様です。
It's already the night before the audition. Time flies.
ぼっちちゃん。
Bocchi-chan.
ごめん。驚かせちゃって。あ、いえ。コーラでいい？はい。
Dang, caffeine this late? はい。
ありがとうございます。もし私に付き合わせちゃったりしてたらごめんね。いやほら、ぼっちちゃんが結束バンド入ってくれたのってその場の成り行きだったでしょ。はあ、
A little bit.
ぼっちちゃんあの時ずっとバンドやりたかったって言ってたけど、そういえば私ぼっちちゃんがどんなバンドしたいとか
That's true.
何
That's
のため
valid.
に今バンドしてるとか聞いたことなかったなって。あ、いや、ちやほやされたくて始めたって正直言うべきだろうか。
That's honest.
人
Why
に
not?
よってそういうのそれぞれじゃない？
Yes.
方法はいろいろだし。
True.
確かにギターヒーローでネット配信するのも楽しいし、ネットの世界とか夢があるから、だからつい熱くなりすぎるっていうか、だからぼっちちゃんに無理ないです。そうならよかった。
This is so emotionally validating and assuring to Hitori. They're having a very open, honest conversation, right? She's saying that, hey, Hitori, I know even the inception and the catalyzing event, the catalyst for you to join our band is kind of half peer pressured, half you had some interest, but they never really talked about the genesis or the origin of Hitori's why, power of why. Why do you want to join a band? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? What is your motivation? There are two types of motivation psychologically: intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Definitions right here. Intrinsic motivation is inside of us, it's internal. Extrinsic is external. And if you look at the research and clinical data, intrinsic motivations almost always outshine extrinsic motivation because you're doing for something that's internal, something deeper. You're not doing for vanity, accolades, superficial things. I'm not saying that they don't matter. I'm just saying that those things often fall in the category of extrinsic motivation, external things. Because accolades, honor, awards, right? Those are external things outside of us. We can always lose them. Sure, we can gain fame, whatever, reputation, performing on a big stage, making a lot of money. Those are obviously awesome things, especially for artists and creatives and musicians. At the same time, if they fade, they come and go. We can eventually lose all of that based on the situations. That's why it's extrinsic, it's external. But intrinsic is I want to become the best guitarist I possibly can. I want to do it for meaningful social relationships. I want to see my potential and how far I can go. Not for everyone else, not for the sake of approval, but for my own growth. I want to see the best version I'm capable of becoming, musically, psychologically, emotionally, or anything in between. This is a beautiful, beautiful dialogue. What is it? What's the real dream? What a tease! What a tease, dude! Yo, obviously this is comedy, but one of my biggest pet peeves in life is like, hey, guess what? I was like, what? Never mind. Bro, spill the beans, spill the tea. Don't just bring it up, initiate it, and drop the ball. It's like you're blue balling me, right? It's like blue balls, but not sexually, but in terms of intellectual curiosity. I know that's not what she did to Hitori, but it's like, oh, my dream, it's a little bit past that. Not yet. Still a secret. Man, day of the audition.
私が今バンドやってる理由、一晩考えたけど結束バンドです。じゃあギターと孤独と青い星って曲。
Oh, great song. Great song title. Guitar, Solitude, and what is it for the blue planet? Let's get it. Let's get it.
人気になってチヤホヤされたいっていうのは変わりない。
But
でもそれは私だけじゃない。
for Kesoku bands. Collectives. Sorry for muting once again. Yo, Kesoku band's songs slap. I've added Kesoku band's music and stuff on my YouTube music after starting the show. They slap, dude. I love these songs. So groovy, so uppity. They're just great songs. No wonder copyright is bananas for the series. Again, sorry for muting. Join our Patreon family for unedited, uncensored, full access. Oh, yeah, vibe. Come on, shred him. Shred him. Oh, got goosebumps. Oh, shit. Guitar Hero shredding. Oh. I love how camera is zooming in on every single player because they're all integral part of this team. Wow. Dung. Wow. They killed that shit. They slayed it. They could work on syncing that, but killed it. Slayed it. Wow. Amazing, amazing team chemistry. That cohesion. Chef's kiss. Pass.
いいんじゃない
Yeah.
って言いたいところだが。
What?
ドラム、肩に力入れすぎ。
Ah. Dang.
ギター2人、下向きすぎ。
Ah.
ベースは自分の世界に入りすぎ。でも、まあお前らがどういうバンドかは分かったけどね。
アドバイスありがとうございました。
Good feedback.
え？何そのリアクション？
You passed.
だって
だからどういうバンドか分かったってば。ここ喜ぶところだから。
多分合格ってことだと思いますよ。
Yeah.
合格。
Oof, oof. Let's go.
もうお姉ちゃんわかります。
Wow.
合格ですって。はい。りょうも気づいた？
One thing I really want to zoom in and double click on is the feedback or the final approval / feedback by the manager, the big sis. I think I finally understand what kind of a band you are. What is that speaking of? Identity. Definition right here. Identity formation. Definition right here. Identity formation. Identity formation is a clinical term using for stages of development. It's when we become more aware and sinking deeper into our sense of self. Who are we? Who am I? Who am I in relationships to my family, my friends, my place in this world, my purpose, and everything in between? That's identity formation. Every single individual must go through a healthy stages and process of identity formation to have a solid sense of self. And many people who do not, because of trauma, attachment style struggle, family struggle, poverty, abuses, anything in between, and they really struggle with their self-esteem, with who they are. If we are unaware and unsure about who we are in this world, how can anyone else know who we are? And if we ourselves are unsure of who we are in this world, how can we become our best selves? How can we become who we aspire to become if we do not even are aware or know who we are today? Does that make sense? But in this case, it's not an individual identity formation, but rather something greater, something bigger, something more beautiful. It's the identity formation of a band. It's their collective identity, the type of band they are. That's amazing and so, so beautiful. But here's what I also want to really highlight before resuming the end of this episode is Hitori's motivation was truly intrinsic, as I suspected. Because remember, guys, it's not that intrinsic motivation is better than extrinsic motivation, and it's not that necessarily extrinsic motivation is inferior to intrinsic motivation, but intrinsic motivation tends to be more long-lasting. It's deeper seated. it's more helpful and more conducive for us to achieve that goal based on intrinsic motivation, like I talked about earlier. Hitori's intrinsic motivation at this time, until she figures that out further, is for the sake of the collective wellness. Not a psychological wellness, but the wellness of the bands. She is working hard and fighting hard, and she did her best for this audition. It's not for herself, not for any self-centered, selfish reasons, but something greater than herself, greater than one person, which is for the sake and the benefits of the collective identity, for the bands and every band members. That's amazing, and that is intrinsic motivation. When the studies also show that when we are striving for something, when we are working hard for a goal that is greater than just me, look at me, it's all for me, my ego, it tends to be more effective, and people tend to achieve greater things when we think outside of just me. That's what Hitori is demonstrating beautifully with this passing of the audition based on the sister's approval. Wow.
ぼっちちゃんの演奏少しの間だったけどいつもと全然違ったような。お父さんやっぱりすごかった。
Yeah. She's gonna go vomit. I love the euphemism of this literally floodgate from the dam opening, like floodgate of Hitori literally vomiting, because I'm sure she was like, oh my, once she snapped out of her flow states, I'm sure she was shaken and extremely nervous and anxious right now, and she's having a physiological response based on her psychological states. But I love the euphemisms and the editing. That must have, I think Hitori had to truly conjure up and muster all of her courage, all of her strength, emotionally, mentally, but also physiologically, to do what she did. Because remember, for those few minutes of performance, Hitori forgot about social anxiety to a point that I think everyone else, even me, I forgot she struggles with social anxiety because she did so well. But of course, it's an invisible struggle, and it is constant based on where she is in terms of the spectrum I often talked about with her social anxiety, which makes her act and her shredding session even more commendable, even more admirable, much more respect. Because despite being scared shitless and vomiting after the performance, she really showed up. She really stepped up for the collective benefits for the bands, Keshoku bands. Let's go. Zip tie. How long is this projectile vomit, dude? Jeez. Still going. All right, that's a lot of vomit. Okay, all right.
したから遺産が大量に。大丈夫大丈夫。そりゃ一応もびっくりするよ。
Yeah, of course.
まさかの合格だったし。
Very normal.
私は最初から確信してた。次の曲も考えてたし。すっごい。さすが先輩。まあ終わった後なら何とでも言えるよね。
True.
みんなで写真撮りましょう。あ、
Yeah.
まず床を掃除させてください。
やっぱりかなりうまいな。でも明らかなチームプレーの経験不足。もっと成長できるのに。
Wow. I told you. Dude, the sister, the manager, understands and actually appreciates and recognizes Hitori's guitar hero level performance. Like, she's really good. That's what she's saying. The main barrier and the limitation to Hitori truly displaying all of her greatness as a guitar player is social anxiety, the invisible barrier. But the big sister recognizes that. And even for her, the manager of the Starry club venue, who have seen, I'm sure, countless bands, even more established, more famous, right? But even to her, she's like, she really is really good, and she can grow even more. So I think for the big sister and the manager, aside from her little sister, doing her as a favor, looking out for her as an older sister, I think now the manager has one more reason that she believes in the Kesoku band. Is because of Hitori. Hitori, all your blood, sweat, and tears, all of your efforts for those 3 years, 6 hours every single day are paying off. And to answer your question, Hitori, Is the effort we put in truly the same thing as growth? Yes. Because growth is not necessarily about the outcome. But at the end of the day, when we are going to sleep each night, when our heads are hitting that pillow, catch some Z's, are we proud of ourselves? Did we approve how we showed up that day? Are we proud of the way we're showing up based on our potential and our effort? And I think, Hitori, all of us, even the manager and your band members, can agree that yes, you have grown tremendously and exponentially. So yes, to your question, Hitori, earlier, is the effort we put in the same thing as growth? My answer is yes. And that's beautiful to see.
店長さん、さっきから目が合う。
She's thinking, she's brainstorming.
人間がいるって気づかせないと。
I think the sister is gonna become a mentor. This is my prediction. I think the sister, the manager, because she sees and recognizes Hitori's true potential, untapped, unreleased, unrevealed potential, I think she's gonna become a mentor. And like she said, it only takes one person to believe in you. One person. Because if there is one, there is many. If one person believes in you and your talents and your craftsmanship and whatever you do, that means there's many other people out there. You just have to be discovered. That's why YouTube is so powerful, right? It helps people to discover you and put yourself out there. Again, it's not the outcome. It's not how many people follow you and likes and engagement. No, those are amazing. And those help with your motivation. And they do keep you going, yes. But at the same time, more often than not, it only takes one person to believe in you. Because if there is one, there is many. That's what the sister is doing. And I think she will become and step up and to become Hitori's mentor, the person who believes in her. Oh man.
調子乗りすぎだったかな。
お前のことちゃんと見てるからな。
Ah, I see you. Oh. Again, perception is not reality. Another example. The manager wanted to say, hey, I see you, girl. And I'm sure in her mind, in a very warm, cuddly, soft spoken tone. And what she meant is not literally seeing you like an FBI surveilling you, not like the government or spying on you. No. It's like, I see you, girl, for who you are, what you represent, and your skill sets, and how exceptional you are, how gifted you are at being a guitarist. I see you, girl. But what is Hitori seeing? The sister is watching me with literally the bucket shaking, like, oh my gosh, I'm being surveillanced. She's watching me all the time. Again, another comical yet powerful portrayal of our perception is not reality.
店長、あんた
Aww. I think so too.
だってライブスケジュールずっと一枠空けてたじゃないですか。
Aww.
いいから納得できなかったら出す気はなかったよ。でもバンドを育ててあげた方がいいじゃん。
こういうのってシスコンって
Sister
それ以上
complex.
喋ったらクビな。
頑張ってバンドレベル上げてこー。曲の歌詞よろし
Yeah. Me too.
そうだ、終わってなんて。
It's not over. Just the beginning.
じゃあ
Let's go.
チケットノルマ1500円を20枚だから1人5枚ずつで。
Reality check.
ノルマ5枚
5. She needs to sell 5 tickets.
了解です。お赤飯でか妹
Dude,
お姉ちゃん
the animation style is amazing.
父劣化できる父劣化できます
That's 4. Deadass Hitori is literally counting her Shiba dog as one of the 5 tickets. I am dead. But dude, that editing, that animation style was amazing. It's as if she broke this 4D dimension wall And instead of going from anime character, she became like a RPG horror game style. Like she was in a game and she had a reality breaking moment. Literally, her reality broke. That's like a low-key PTSD trauma response in a very comical way. She doesn't know a fifth person. I'm dead. She's not happy. Wow. Hey, enough said. I have nothing else to add. What an amazing series, a beautiful show. And I'm sad because we're approaching, I think, the halfway mark. I think there are 12 episodes in the series, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, if you guys enjoy my analysis, as always, smash that thumbs up and double check. Make sure you're subscribed. Otherwise, you will miss out on my next video and or series. And as always, share one thing you're taking away from this video, from what I'm sharing, my analysis. And if you have any other follow-up questions and you would like to learn more about a topic I shared, I will follow up and share whatever resources that's fitting to your question. And as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Shout out to the best Patreon family and YouTube membership. Until next time, peace.